Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn. I have been a hiring manager and recruitment expert for more than 30 years, and in this training video, I will teach you how to answer the top 30 most common interview questions. If you are applying for any job role with any company, please make sure you stay tuned because the tips, questions, and brilliant sample answers I am about to give you will definitely help you get hired at the first attempt. And to achieve that goal, I will cover the following 4 things in this video. Number 1, I will tell you what the top 30 most common interview questions are in all job interviews. These questions feature during 95% of interviews. Number 2, I will give you 2 brilliant tips for giving perfect answers to each of those questions. Number 3, I will then give you top scoring example answers to each of the 30 common interview questions that are guaranteed to beat the competition. And then finally, number 4, I will tell you how you can instantly download my unique top 30 common interview questions and top scoring answers in a PDF guide. And just very quickly, if you are new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. I say that because thousands and thousands of you are getting hired at the first attempt. I can only help you if you are subscribed. Please hit the like button because that motivates me to create more great content for you. And also, please tell me the name of the job you are applying for in the comment section below the video, and I will give you some extra tips to help you pass. Thank you very much indeed. The first question that you will have to answer in your job interview is going to be, tell me about yourself. Here's 2 brilliant tips for giving a top scoring answer. Write these down. Tip number 1, I recommend you keep your answer under 60 seconds in duration. That's all it needs to be, a maximum of 1 minute long. Don't forget, the hiring manager will want to ask you lots of different questions, so keep your answer concise. And I strongly recommend you practice your response several times because that will help reduce nerves and also demonstrate excellent communication skills. The hiring manager will want to assess your communication capabilities at the start of your interview. So if you can give a strong answer to the question, tell me about yourself, it will help get the interview off to a positive start. And tip number 2, this is a brilliant tip. Make sure you use my seat method to structure your answer. And you can remember my seat method because, of course, you will be sitting down on a seat at your interview. Seat stands for the following things: your skills, education or experience, achievements, and then the type of person you are and how you will add value in the role. So let me now give you my brilliant seat method answer to this first common interview question. Tell me about yourself. Here we go. Thank you for this opportunity. My skills are an excellent match for the role. I am a responsive, diligent, hardworking, and self-disciplined team player who takes ownership of problems. My experience in completing tasks and projects, collaborating with co-workers, and prioritizing my workload means I can hit the ground running in the role. I have a track record of accomplishment. In my last job, I was praised for my flexibility with my job description, problem-solving skills, and how I help the company test new initiatives. If you hire me, I will be a positive role model for the company and work hard to deliver a strong return on my salary. Thank you for listening. So that is a brilliant top scoring example answer to that first common interview question. Tell me about yourself. It is approximately 60 seconds in duration. Now you can either pause the video if you want to and write down the tips, questions and sample answers as we work through them together. Or if you wait, I will tell you at the end of the video where you can instantly download all of these slides plus my top 30 common interview questions and brilliant example answers. Here is the next question. Common interview question number 2 is, what are your strengths? Here are 2 brilliant tips to help you. Tip number 1. I strongly recommend you read the job description before your interview and then align your strengths with the requirements of the role. If you read the job description, you will be at an advantage during your interview. And tip number 2, I recommend you include unique strengths that will help you stand out from the other candidates. For example, commercial awareness and a cost-conscious work approach are strengths that will help a business grow. Those are 2 examples of unique strengths that will help you stand out. So let me now give you another unique top scoring answer to the common interview question, what are your strengths? Here we go. My strengths include commercial awareness. I understand that I must deliver exceptional results in my work to help your business thrive. I have a cost-conscious work ethic. I will take care of company supplies and resources and help optimize systems and processes to increase profits. Other strengths include my organizational skills and collaboration capabilities. I can be relied upon to prioritize tasks against my employer's objectives, and I act selflessly during team tasks because I understand that teamwork is the only way a company like yours will become the market leader. Pause the video and write down that answer. It is such a great response. I'm confident it will help you pass your job interview at the first attempt. Common interview question number 3 is, what are your weaknesses? Here are 2 important but valuable tips. Tip number 1. Now, there is a temptation to say, I don't have any weaknesses, or my biggest weakness is perfectionism. Do not say either of those things because you will probably fail your interview. Tip number 2. Now, this common question is being asked to assess honesty and self-awareness. If you understand what your weaknesses are, you will be more likely to accept feedback and improve. So here is a brilliant example answer to help you. What are your weaknesses? My weaknesses are public speaking and finding it difficult to say no to people. I am not yet fully confident in public speaking, but I'd like to develop this skill. If there are any opportunities in this role for me to give talks to my team on work-related subjects, I would like to try. I am the type of person who always says yes whenever someone asks me for help, which means I sometimes overcommit. However, I am learning to assess my capacity for additional work before committing to ensure high work standards are always maintained. So those are 2 safe weaknesses that are perfect for the vast majority of job roles and interviews. Common interview question number 4 is, how did you hear about this position? Here's 2 great valuable tips. Tip number 1. This next common interview question is being asked to determine if you are a job hopper. A job hopper is someone who goes from job to job and they don't really care which company they work for. Now, the hiring manager wants to avoid job hoppers at all costs. Tip number 2, the key to answering this difficult question correctly is to show you've had a long-held interest in their company. Remember this, it takes a lot of time, energy, and expense to hire someone for a job role, so they want to employ, understandably, someone who will be committed to their company long term. Here is a brilliant example answer. In fact, I am going to give you 2 sample answers, and all you have to do is choose the one option that is suitable to you. How did you hear about this position? Sample answer 1. I've been following your company for several months now after I started researching you following a recommendation from someone who already works here. I have been waiting for the right position to be advertised, and as soon as this job became available, I was ready to submit my resume and apply. So that is example answer number 1. Here's example answer number 2. I have admired your company for some time since I started using your products and services. You have a great reputation in the industry, so I have been keeping a close eye on your vacancies page on your website. As soon as this job was advertised, I knew I wanted to apply. So those are 2 complimentary answers that are perfect for that common but difficult interview question. How did you hear about this position? Common interview question number 5. What would you look to accomplish in the first 90 days on the job? As you can imagine, lots of people fail when answering this difficult but common question. Tip number 1. Do not answer this question by saying, I'll do whatever you need me to do. The question is assessing your plan of action. Before you start work in any job role, you should have a plan of action. Tip number 2. The most effective way to answer this question is to take with you to the interview a 30, 60 and 90-day plan that outlines what you will do to add value in the position. This is a brilliant way to get hired at the first attempt. Let me give you a sample answer and I will then tell you where you can download my ready-made 90-day plan for interviews. What would you look to accomplish in the first 90 days on the job? Here we go. In the first 90 days, I will do several things to add value. First, I will obtain a brief from my manager outlining the team goals, the company procedures and rules I must adhere to, and immediate priorities. I will meet my team, introduce myself, and get to know everyone's roles, strengths, and areas of expertise before establishing how I can fit into the team and help achieve our combined objectives. I will then set SMART goals to achieve that have an impact on the company's commercial objectives. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. To explain in more detail, I have brought a 90-day plan with me to the interview that explains everything I will do in the role, and I would like to give you a copy. So I recommend you take a printed copy to your interview of your 30, 60, and 90-day plan, and you give it to the hiring manager when answering that question. Now, you can also use this 90-day plan when answering the question, why should we hire you? So it serves a multiple purpose. If you want to download my ready-made 90-day plans for interviews, click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video at any time and go through to my website, passmyinterview.com. Here is common interview question number 6 that needs a careful answer. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Tip number 1. So this next question is often answered incorrectly. Candidates either say they don't know where they will be in 5 years, or they say they want to be working elsewhere. If you say either of those things, you will probably fail. Now, the question is being asked to assess ambition and career planning. Do you have a career plan? Therefore, make sure you answer it with passion while demonstrating a desire for continuous learning and development in your work. Here is the exact way I recommend you answer this common interview question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Here we go. In 5 years, I would like to still be working for your company, having completed lots of training courses to diversify and broaden my skills, and have some experience across various departments to gain a deeper understanding of the business. In 5 years, I will be a trusted and high-performing team member and the go-to expert in my area of specialism. I would also want to be working toward or have gained a promotion in the company and be someone you could use to help train new team members. I am sure you will agree that is such a strong answer. It's going to help you get hired. Common interview question number 7 is, why do you want to leave your current company? Here are 2 very important tips. Write these down. Tip number 1. Now, this question is fraught with danger. Many candidates believe it is an invitation for them to speak negatively about their employer, co-workers, or boss. Do not speak negatively about your current or previous employer. If you do, you will fail. Now, good reasons for wanting to leave a company include the following things. You want a fresh challenge. So you are seeking a fresh challenge with a new company. You have reached your full potential in your current role, or you want to experience working with different people to broaden your skill set. So let's put everything together in the perfect example answer that is going to help you beat the competition. Why do you want to leave your current company? Here we go. I want to leave my current company because I am seeking a fresh challenge with a new, forward-thinking employer like yours that has ambitious plans in the industry. My employer has been great to work for, and I will leave on good terms. I am ready for the next stage of my career where my skills, knowledge, and experience can be put to good use while collaborating with people who will push me to achieve even greater things. Again, that is the type of response that will get you hired. Common interview question number 8 is, why is there a gap in your employment? Here are 2 important tips. Tip number 1. Now, employment gaps are common, so don't be afraid to talk about it. You must be honest. However, the question is being asked to determine whether the employment gap was used for anything productive and to also assess whether you plan to take more gaps in the future. Tip number 2. Now, good reasons for employment gaps include wanting to go traveling, taking time off work to raise or support your family, taking time out to recharge and reset, studying, or caring for elderly relatives. So let me give you several example answers to this common question, why is there a gap in your employment? Sample answer number 1. My employment gap was because I wanted to go traveling to experience different cultures, languages, and ways of living. It was a great experience that has made me a more rounded, empathetic, and considerate person. I have finished my travels and don't plan to undertake any more, meaning I will be committed to the workplace long term. That is a brilliant example answer for someone who has an employment gap because they went traveling. It demonstrates that they benefited from the experience. Here is sample answer number 2. I took time out of work to raise my family. I wanted to be fully committed to their upbringing and be there for them during the vital stage of their development. My family are now self-sufficient, and I'm ready to return to work with ambition, energy, and passion. So that is another great example answer for a common career gap, which is someone who takes time out of work to raise their family. Common interview question number 9 is, what can you offer us that someone else cannot? This is a challenging question, but it comes up all the time during job interviews and it catches people out. Here are 2 great tips. Tip number 1. So this next common question needs a strong answer because the hiring manager will use yours and the other candidates' answers to determine which one person can help their company the most. Tip number 2. Consider something unique you can offer the employer. Think of ways you can help them grow, improve, or take advantage of opportunities in the industry. Here is a brilliant example answer. What can you offer us that someone else cannot? I can offer you 3 things that will help the company grow, save money, and take advantage of market opportunities. In addition to my normal duties described in the job description, I can help promote your products and services to a wider audience online. I am proficient at social media marketing and would love to help your business grow faster online. I can also bring creative ideas to help make systems and processes efficient. During my research, I noticed you currently don't utilize AI customer service chatbots. This could improve customer service response times and generate improved leads. Finally, I bring a positive, adaptable attitude and I take ownership of my professional growth. I embrace change and always look for ways to add value in my role. I am confident these strengths will help drive measurable results for your business. So that is another unique example answer, again, that is definitely going to help you beat the competition. There are 3 things you can do in the role in addition to your normal duties. It's the perfect answer. Common interview question number 10. Tell me about an accomplishment you are most proud of. Tip number 1. Now, this is one of several behavioral interview questions you will be asked in your job interview. Behavioral questions assess previous strong performance. Tip number 2. Now, I strongly advise that you use the STAR method to structure your response. The STAR method stands for situation, task, action, and result. And we will use it many times when answering behavioral questions in this training video. So you begin your answer and you tell the hiring manager the situation you were in. You then give brief details of the task that needed your attention. You then provide in-depth details of the action you took to complete the task, and you finish your answer with the positive result your actions had on the outcome. Situation, task, action, and result. So here is a brilliant example answer to help you. Tell me about an accomplishment you are most proud of. Here we go, my STAR method answer. In my previous role, I was part of a team that launched a new company product. The team's task was to launch the product to achieve strong sales for the company. We held an initial team meeting to brainstorm marketing ideas, utilizing each other's knowledge and expertise. Following the meeting, we had 5 strong ideas, and after allocating tasks based on each other's strengths, we set to work promoting the product. We had a great result for the company. At the end of the product launch, we surpassed the company's previous best product launch by 22%, which was testament to the team's hard work, collaboration, and enthusiasm. So that is a great answer, and you can see how effective the STAR method is for when answering behavioral interview questions. Here is the next common interview question I strongly recommend you prepare for. What was your biggest failure? This is a tough question. Tip number 1. Now, most people think they are supposed to say they never fail when answering this common question. But the truth is we all fail from time to time, but it is how we react to those failures that is being assessed with this common question. Tip number 2, again, use the STAR method to structure your answer and make sure you talk about what you did to learn from the experience. Don't forget, if you are someone who is prepared to continually learn and improve in your work, you will be more likely to get hired. What was your biggest failure? Here is my STAR method answer. When I started work in my first job, I was given a short training course to complete on a subject I thought I knew well. At the end of the course, there was an exam. Due to my complacency, I failed the examination. I had to explain to my manager why I had failed before retaking the course and exam. I immediately apologized to my manager. I was truthful and explained that I hadn't dedicated sufficient study time because I thought I knew the subject matter well. It was a valuable lesson and one that I learned a lot from. I committed to studying the course in my free time and prepared well for the exam, and I passed with 100%. I learned a lot from the experience, and since then, I have prepared thoroughly for every situation, project, task, or exam. So that is a really good example of where someone failed in their first job. So that's a clever way to answer the question. But you are being honest, you are taking responsibility for your failure, and you are then working hard to improve and make sure it never happens again. That is the exact way to answer that common question. Common interview question number 12. What are you looking for in your next job? Tip number 1. The best way to answer this question is to align what you are looking for with the company's workplace culture and values. Tip number 2. Now, in your answer, I recommend you focus on 3 things. Number 1, the company's culture. Number 2, the company's management style. And number 3, employee training and development. So let's put everything together in another top scoring example response. What are you looking for in your next job? Here we go. I am seeking 3 things from my next job. A company that has a positive, forward-thinking culture where employees' ideas are valued and trialed. I am looking for a supportive manager, provides performance reviews, and gives guidance that will help me to grow and improve. Finally, I am seeking a job where there is the opportunity to partake in training courses that develop my skills. That is a brilliant example answer. What are you looking for in your next job? And you are giving 3 positive things that focus on their company. It's a clever way to answer that challenging question. Common question number 13. Tell me about your experience. This features during, I would suggest, every single job interview. Tip number 1. So this question is being asked to determine if you have what it takes to hit the ground running in the role. It is also being asked to assess how much training or supervision you are going to need. Tip number 2. The most sought after experiences hiring managers look for in job interviews include teamwork and collaboration, leading during projects and tasks, problem solving, sales and customer or client service, and experience in the use of software tools and applications. So here is a brilliant model example answer. Tell me about your experience. I have experience in team working and close collaboration during tasks and projects that align with company objectives. I have taken the lead during challenging projects and solved problems. For example, in my last role, we lost 2 team members due to sickness partway through a project, so I sourced an online contractor to assist with their tasks while they were off. I have experience in delivering excellent customer service, responding to customer complaints, and selling products to customers and clients based on their requirements. Finally, I have experience in the majority of Microsoft Office applications, including Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Another great response. Common interview question 14. Describe yourself in 3 words. Wow, this is a difficult question. Tip number 1. This question assesses self-awareness and whether your strengths, the words you use to describe yourself, will impact the role positively. Choose 3 unique words that will help you stand out. Tip number 2. Now, once you have described yourself in 3 words, I recommend you briefly explain how they will make a difference in the role. I recommend you avoid words such as team player, hardworking, and happy, because they won't help you to stand out. If you use those 3 words, you are definitely not going to get hired. But which 3 words should you use? Here we go. Describe yourself in 3 words. Results-driven, collaborative, reliable. I am results-driven because I set myself SMART goals to achieve, goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to my team's goals, and timely. I am collaborative. I put the needs of the team first and can easily work across company departments to achieve my goals. And finally, I am reliable. I only have to be told to do something once, and it will be done on time and to a very high standard. So those 3 words are going to help you stand out. Results-driven, collaborative, reliable. Everything a hiring manager looks for. Common interview question 15. Tell me how you handled a difficult situation. Tip number 1. So this next common interview question is assessing resilience, confidence, and determination, which is your ability to take ownership of challenges to achieve a positive resolution. Tip number 2. Now, because this is another behavioral interview question, I strongly advise that you use the STAR method. Don't forget the STAR method is situation, task, action, and result. Here is a brilliant example answer. Tell me how you handled a difficult situation. In my previous role, I noticed many customers struggled to use one of our products, leading to more complaints and increased workload for customer service agents who spent at least 5 minutes per call explaining basic functions. I decided to create a solution to this ongoing problem. I created clear, step-by-step instructions for every product package, collaborating with colleagues to test and refine them. I also proposed an instructional video accessible via a QR code on the packaging. Complaints dropped significantly, agents focused on more complex inquiries, and overall customer satisfaction and brand perception improved. So that is a brilliant example answer. Tell me how you handled a difficult situation. You are using your initiative, you take ownership of the problem, and you create a fantastic solution that helps complaints to drop significantly. It's a really good example answer. Common interview question 16, what's your availability? Tip number 1. Now this question, although relatively simple to answer, needs a careful but honest answer. The question is being asked to determine whether your available working hours align with the position's requirements. Tip number 2, a candidate who can be flexible at times when needed with their availability, especially in terms of working paid for overtime, will be at an advantage at the interview. So the more availability you can give the company, the higher your chances of passing will be. Let me give you a really good example answer to help you. What's your availability? Here we go. I am available to work the hours outlined in the job advert, and I am happy to take on overtime when required. I am also willing to step in at short notice to cover colleagues' duties if needed. That is a short but positive answer that is going to score highly in any job interview. Common interview question 17. How would you deal with an angry customer? This is another question where lots of people fail their interviews on. Tip number 1. This question assesses 3 things: communication skills, customer service, and resilience during potentially stressful situations. Tip number 2. I recommend you follow my 5-step structured process whenever you deal with a difficult, angry, or frustrated customer. Here is that 5-step process. How would you deal with an angry customer? While dealing with any customer, I would remember that I am representing your company, follow my training, and focus on achieving a positive outcome. I would allow the customer time to speak and vent their frustration. At a suitable time, I would politely and calmly intervene, apologize if the company were at fault, and ask questions to clarify the exact issue. I would reassure the customer I was there to help them, suggest a resolution to meet their needs, and keep them updated on progress. Once the situation was resolved, I would follow up with the customer to ensure they were still satisfied and share my experience with the team so any improvements could be made. So that is a brilliant 5-step process. So the 5-step process involves letting the customer speak and vent their frustration, intervening at a suitable time to apologize, asking questions to clarify the issue, reassuring the customer you were there to help them and providing a resolution, and then finally, learning from the experience and following up with the customer. Follow those 5 steps whenever you answer that question. How would you deal with an angry customer? Common interview question 18. What are your salary requirements? Tip number 1. Now, the worst thing you can do is go into an interview without knowing the following 3 things. Number 1, the going rate for your position and industry. Number 2, your desired salary. And number 3, the lowest amount you are prepared to work for. Make sure you know those 3 things before you answer this question. Tip number 2, Now, you can research the salary range for your job role and industry on the website glassdoor.com. Here is a brilliant example answer, and all you have to do is change the red highlighted figures. What are your salary requirements? I researched the salary range for this role and industry before applying. The range is between $46,000 and $58,000. Based on my knowledge, track record, and expertise, I would be comfortable with a salary of $56,000 and the opportunity to have it reviewed annually based on my contribution. I understand that a salary negotiation is a two-way process, and I would be keen to discuss a package that meets both of our requirements. So that is a respectful answer. You are asking for a salary at the higher end of the range. The highest part is $58,000, but you are showing respect by asking for $56,000. And you are ending your answer by saying you understand that a salary negotiation is a two-way process, and you would be keen to discuss a package that meets both of our requirements. It's a clever answer. It's a really clever way to answer that question. What are your salary requirements? Common interview question 19. Describe a situation where you disagreed with your supervisor. Tip number 1. 9 out of 10 candidates respond by saying they would never disagree with their supervisor, but that is not what this question is assessing. It is assessing two things. Number 1, your communication skills, your ability to communicate with your supervisor to say that you don't agree. And number 2, your ability to make suggestions that could improve the company. Tip number 2. Now, once again, this is a behavioral interview question that needs to be answered using that STAR method of situation, task, action, and result. Here is a brilliant example response for you. Describe a situation where you disagreed with your supervisor. In my previous role, I felt the company was taking too long to respond to customer inquiries because they were being handled manually. By the time we responded, most customers had disappeared. I suggested we implement an AI customer service chatbot to direct leads to human agents, but my manager was not comfortable with the idea. My task was to explain to them the benefits and how they could improve company performance. I created a short presentation that outlined the potential benefits to the company, the cost involved, and the process involved in setting them up. After listening to my proposal, my manager agreed to trial the chatbots. After 4 weeks, sales had increased by 19%, and they became a permanent feature of the company's lead generation process. That is a brilliant example answer, again, that uses the STAR method. You are not afraid to disagree with your supervisor if you think something can be done in a more effective manner. Here is the next question. Question 20. How do you organize your work? Tip number 1. Now, this question tells you that the company values employees who can manage their time effectively. The question also assesses independence, which is your ability to be self-motivated and get on with your work to achieve the team's goals. Tip number 2. In your answer, be sure to cover the following 3 things. Number 1, maintaining a clean and tidy workspace because this reduces the chance of things going missing. Number 2, prioritizing tasks based on urgency. And number 3, being responsive to urgent tasks or requests by your manager or supervisor. Now, I recommend you use a color-coded system to prioritize and organize your work. Here it is in the following answer. How do you organize your work? To organize my work, I keep a clean and tidy workspace and create a list of tasks I am responsible for each day. I assess my list of tasks and duties before color-coding them in order of priority. Red tasks are urgent and require immediate attention. Orange tasks are tackled second, and green tasks can be left for later in the working day when I have time available. I also ensure that I leave time during the working day to respond to any urgent requests from my manager. Another brilliant answer that is going to help you beat the competition. Common interview question 21. What didn't you like about your last boss? This is another challenging question where lots of people fail their interviews on. Tip number 1. Be very careful how you answer this common interview question. This is not an invitation to be disrespectful or nasty about your previous boss, even if you didn't have a good relationship with them. Tip number 2, this question is subtly assessing loyalty and whether there was anything you disliked about your previous boss that matches the management and leadership style of your new boss, the boss who works for the company you are applying to work at. Be very careful what you say. Here is a brilliant example answer. What didn't you like about your last boss? My previous boss was great to work for, supportive, and they provided useful advice during performance reviews. There was only one thing that sometimes frustrated me about them. They didn't always seem open to new ideas from the team, which I felt meant we sometimes missed opportunities to improve. That is a respectful answer, but it is showing your new manager that you want to put forward ideas to help the company improve. It's a really good respectful answer. Common interview question 22. Tell me about a time you made a mistake. Tip number 1. Do not say you never make mistakes. As with the previous question that regarded failures, the question assesses honesty and your desire to improve. Tip number 2. Again, use the STAR method to discuss a mistake you made that didn't have a significant negative impact on your team. Here we go. Tell me about a time you made a mistake. I was assisting a customer on the telephone in a previous position. They'd inquired about several products we had available, but when I sent them the details by email following the call, the pricing was incorrect. As soon as I realized my mistake, I needed to put things right. I immediately called the customer to apologize and explain my mistake. I talked them through the correct pricing and followed up by email. They appreciated my honesty. Following that experience, I implemented a double-check system before sending correspondence to customers and clients, and I have never made the same mistake since. Again, you are being honest, learning from the situation, apologizing, and then putting things right. It's a really good example answer that will get you hired. Common interview question 23. Are you a leader or a follower? Tip number 1. Now, this question assesses leadership qualities. All employers want people who will step up when things go wrong. You don't have to be applying for a leadership position to have leadership qualities. Tip number 2. Now, I recommend that you state that you are a leader or a follower depending on the situation you are in. Here is my brilliant suggested answer. Are you a leader or a follower? I am both a leader and a follower depending on the situation. For example, if I am working on a team project and something goes wrong, I won't just sit back and wait for someone else to deal with it. I will assess what I can do to fix the problem. At the same time, I value learning from others and respecting established leadership, so I have no problem following direction when someone else has the expertise or authority. I believe a great team member knows when to lead and when to follow to achieve the best results. Great answer. Let's now move on to common interview question 24. What do you do in your free time? Tip number 1. Now, be careful how you answer this common interview question. For example, if you say you play computer games all evening or go out drinking with friends until 3 a.m., you might not get the job. Tip number 2, I recommend you say that you use your free time wisely to both improve your fitness levels, develop relationships, and enhance your skills. Here is a great model answer. What do you do in your free time? I like to spend some of my free time visiting the gym to keep fit. Keeping fit makes me feel good about myself and it enhances my energy and concentration levels. I also enjoy playing team sports. I play rugby for a local team, which helps to develop my teamwork and relationship building skills. Finally, I enjoy reading self-development books. I have just finished reading the book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It was a great read because it taught me, amongst other things, the importance of continuous learning, goal setting, empathy, and communication. These are solid answers. As I said previously, you can see how you will easily pass your interview, every interview you ever attend, with these tips and sample answers. Common interview question 25. Give a time when you went above and beyond the requirements for a project. Tip number 1. This next common behavioral interview question assesses flexibility, adaptability, and whether you are prepared to put the team and company first before your own needs or requirements. Again, use the STAR method to structure your answer and go all out to show you are prepared to do what it takes in your work to ensure the team and company achieve success. Here is a brilliant example answer. Give a time when you went above and beyond the requirements for a project. In my previous role, I was part of a company-wide project preparing for a major weekend sale expected to generate significant revenue. Late Friday afternoon, just hours before the launch, the company website crashed. The IT team had already gone home and panic spread through the office. I volunteered to stay behind late after work with several co-workers to find a solution. We assessed our options before creating a plan of action. I was tasked with sourcing an online contractor to assist us in resolving the issue, while my co-workers researched online for potential causes. I quickly found a qualified web developer on Upwork.com who was available to help us. After checking their credentials and agreeing on a price which our manager approved, they got to work. Within the hour, they had established that the website crash was being caused by the server, which needed upgrading. Once the developer had upgraded the server, it started functioning again and the sale went ahead as scheduled. That is a great answer. It shows you go above and beyond what is required for a project. Let's now move on to common interview question 26. And that question is, tell me about a time you had a conflict with a co-worker. How did you handle it? Tip number 1. In your answer, demonstrate how you took ownership of a conflict you experienced with a co-worker for the team's benefit. So the interviewer wants to hear you say you took ownership of the conflict and achieved a successful resolution. Tip number 2. As you can see, this is another behavioral interview question. Make sure you use the STAR method and ensure the result is positive for the company, team, and your co-workers' working relationship. So here is the perfect example answer. Tell me about a time you had a conflict with a co-worker. How did you handle it? In a previous role, I overheard a colleague making inappropriate comments toward a new team member. I felt it was important to address the behavior immediately, protect the new colleague's well-being, and reinforce our company's standards. I calmly intervened using a respectful tone to defuse tension. When the colleague became defensive, I suggested a private conversation. In that discussion, I listened to their perspective, then explained how their comments were hurtful and in breach of company policy. I highlighted the importance of creating a respectful environment, especially for someone integrating into the team. The colleague acknowledged their mistake, apologized directly to the new team member, and committed to avoiding such comments in the future. At our next team meeting, I reinforced to the whole group the importance of mutual respect, which helps strengthen team culture. A great answer. You are not afraid to have a conflict when required for the team's benefit. You are being professional, calm, and following company policy. So you have handled that situation maturely and professionally, and most importantly, achieved a successful outcome. Common interview question 27. Tell me about a time you faced a challenging problem at work. How did you solve it? Tip number 1. This is probably the most common behavioral interview question that assesses problem-solving capabilities. The hiring manager wants to hear the candidate state that they took ownership of the problem to help the team or company in a time of need. Tip number 2. To enhance your answer, show how you took the initiative to identify, investigate, and resolve the problem. Here is my brilliant STAR method answer to help you. Tell me about a time you faced a challenging problem at work. How did you solve it? In my previous job, I noticed we'd received several negative online reviews which were impacting sales. I was tasked with investigating the cause of the negative reviews to improve service standards. After reading each negative review and speaking to customers on the telephone, I established that there had been unacceptable delays in them receiving their orders. Further investigation revealed that a supplier was failing to meet their contractual requirements to deliver all goods directly to customers within 48 hours. After contacting the supplier, they could not provide adequate reasons for the delay. With the permission of my manager, I sourced a new supplier with a reputation for quality and speed of delivery. After signing a contract with the new supplier that included penalties for late delivery, customer satisfaction and online reviews improved significantly. It's a great response. You are faced with a challenging problem, you investigate it, and you create a solution that helps the company. Common interview question 28. How do you respond to criticism? Tip number 1. Many people do not respond well to criticism. They take it personally and they act defensively. The hiring manager does not want to hire those individuals. Tip number 2. In your answer, show how you value and accept feedback or constructive criticism to improve, develop, and grow professionally. Here is the perfect answer. How do you respond to criticism? Feedback and constructive criticism help a person improve. Therefore, when it is offered, I listen, determine its value, and take positive steps to use it to my advantage. If I am continually improving in my role, I will always be an asset to my team, and that will hopefully result in long-term, secure employment. Great answer. Common interview question 29. Why should we hire you? Tip number 1. Now, I recommend you give a minimum of 3 reasons why they should hire you. It is important to give reasons that will stand out from the other candidates. Tip number 2. Good reasons why they should hire you include the fact that you are able to have an instant impact because of your experience, skills, knowledge, or qualifications, your flexible and adaptable work approach, your responsiveness, and also the fact that you are seeking long-term employment with their company. Here is the perfect answer. Why should we hire you? You should hire me because I am ready-made for this position in terms of my skills, knowledge, experience, and qualifications. That means I can come into the role, have an instant impact, and require minimal supervision. You should also hire me because I am a quick learner and a fast worker. I tend to get more work completed than the average person. You should also hire me because I am seeking long-term employment with your company. That means you won't have to re-advertise the position for many years to come. You can see how effective that response is when you give more than 1 reason. You are giving 3 reasons why they should hire you over the other candidates. Common interview question 30. What questions do you have for me? Tip number 1. Now, most candidates will respond by saying this: I don't have any questions, thank you, because you covered everything in the interview. That is a missed opportunity. I recommend you avoid questions that relate to salary, perks, benefits, or time off. Instead, I recommend you ask 3 smart questions that focus on the company and how you can assist them in your work. But which questions should you ask? Here they are. What questions do you have for me? Thank you. I have 3 questions I would like to ask, please. The first question is, what's the best thing about working for this company? My second question is, will there be any opportunities for self-development or improvement in this position? And my third question is, what advice would you give to the successful candidate who wants to excel in their work for your company? 3 smart questions that will impress at the end of your interview. Now, the next thing to do to accelerate your learning even further is click that link right now in the top right-hand corner of the video. Head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can instantly download these slides, the tips, my full set of 30 brilliant top scoring answers to common interview questions. Click the link, go through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download this guide into your email inbox within 2 minutes from now. It's the perfect resource that is going to get you hired at every job interview you attend. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It is always an honor and a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the very best for getting hired. Have a wonderful day.